I thought we would play Gamora. Somebody on one of the YouTube comments or on Twitch somewhere, somebody planted in my head that the multi-talented card that came to us in Jubilee was going to be pretty sweet in Gamora because she's able to hit her triggers of her finesse and precision abilities, where you get to remove threats whenever you play an attack card or deal damage whenever you play a thwart card. It can be triggered off of the multi-talented card, and then you also get the benefits from the multi-talented card. And so I think we're gonna try something along those lines, potentially throw in some hit and runs in there as well to try and like just maximize Gamora's potential and what she can do to get all of those little ping bonuses. I figured we'd go up against Insabit Nua or Apocalypse 2, and I threw in Masters of Evil and Celestial Tech. So it calls out Celestial Tech and Clan Akaba, and I figured I'd switch that out from Masters of Evil, mainly because I haven't played Masters of Evil in a while, and I was like, you know what? And we're gonna cut out Legions of Hell. I pulled all of these out. I was not good. A lot of times before I travel, I like to clean up everything, so I come home to like a organized play space, and that did not happen. So we're here. I came back. Cards are all over the place, and so I had to pull all of the standard cards out. I'm thinking about running an aggression justice or aggression justice. Aggression Gamora, words are challenging. Aggression Gamora, mainly because you get that lock and load. You can get the Gamora sword out, and we did an old hero new trick with lock and load and Gamora, and pulling that sword out can really pay off over the course of the game if you can get it out early and you don't take the tempo loss of paying 3 or 4 effective costs for the sword. Rather, you can just basic thwart one lock and load and have it kind of get put onto the table. So I'm thinking that could be the route that we could go. We could also go the route of like a justice build, though I'm wondering if like with multi-talented hit and run, and then also just all of the Gamora builds that we have here, that we may have enough thwarting and a one way or another build. I really don't like Apocalypse 2's side scheme, so I don't necessarily know if I would want to pull those out, because then Apocalypse gets very angry at you when you do that. Um, the other thing that we could do is we could do a recursion of Nebula, which is her signature ally. Because after she enters play, we can search our deck for an attack or thwart event and add it to your hand. Then we can use that to grab multi-talented and just kind of go like recursion here. Nebula is also just a really solid ally, especially for solo with the 2 attack, 2 thwart, and then a chump block. And while Apocalypse is in his biomorph form, he will have overkill, so we do need a way to protect ourselves on that front. Multi-talented will be healing us a little bit, so we do have that security blanket. Um, I've been playing a lot of protection, so I kind of wanted to lean away from that, but also I'm using the Guardians board from by the same token. Ooh. So I'm thinking that I'm I feel like I kind of want to go aggression. Okay, sounds good. Thanks. I was like, I hope someone says something, because I'll just basically roll a dice. I do like aggression. I think aggression Gamora is a ton of fun. So let's go that route. We're gonna start and we're gonna build it around the weapon stuff. And so you have Gamora's sword here, which is a 3-cost upgrade that counts as a restricted player. After you play an attack event, you can deal 1 damage to an enemy. This is not an exhaustible effect. You do not have to exhaust the sword to do this. So every single time you play an attack event, you get that ping damage. And it is nice because it gets around retaliate, which we will need to do here in his cyberpath form. But more importantly, we can also use this to trigger some of our cards like Fusillade or Mean Swing, or cards like this where you can exhaust a weapon, and this does count as a weapon, and even if it's exhausted, you still get that ability and that benefit of dealing that ping damage. Excellent. Martial Prowess is good. Lock and Load is yeah, Martial Prowess is good because even if it is a thwart, like multi-talented is an attack card, so you can use it to pay for that. And I think we're going to lean kind of pretty heavily into some of the basic cards so that we can hit that the power in all of us, so that we can get the diversification of resources that we need for multi-talented to get all the triggers, and then martial prowess plus a power and all of us can get us everything. Yeah, I like it. I like it. It's I forgot my binder. My binder is all the way over there. I was setting up, and I'm sure everyone has experienced this where you're like, you know what? I haven't done this in a week. There is something that I'm missing. I know there's something I'm missing. What is it? It's my cards. Uh, Plus, there's that new fun size game from Iceman. Yes, yes. Let's grab that. I'm gonna just grab this real quick. I am very excited. Um I I went to or one of my I decided that I'm buying a new bike, and so I went to the store yesterday. I found what I wanted. They didn't have it in stock, but another store has it in stock, and they open tomorrow. So I'm gonna go get me a new bike tomorrow. I'm really excited. I feel like a little kid, but it's a good time. Talking about multi-aspect heroes. Do you have a Spider Woman plus Sidekick deck? I do. I have tried it. It's tough. What's the other aspect you like for that deck? I really liked. Or what did I do? I want to say protection so that I could. No, it was. I don't even remember. Pool. I think pool could actually work out really well there. I said that like it was a surprise. That's not how I meant it. That was a surprise realization to me more so than anything. But yeah, with pool, you get the triples. Um, Tic Tac Toe can heal. The ally. Yeah, I like pool. The biggest issue that I was running into with the Spider Woman Psychic deck is it's so expensive. It's so hard to get that up and running, especially in true solo. That once I finally got Captain Marvel onto the table, once I got Sidekick onto Captain Marvel, I had lost the game. Like it was just too much pressure looking through like a true solo lens at an expert villain. It was tough. Um so that was kind of the biggest struggle that I was having there. But I like pool because you get those triples. That could work and help get that up and running. I could also see like Justice doing it with a one way or another type build to try and like draw into it and just like card draw type build to see if you could kind of accelerate your way into getting her onto the table. I also don't think I was running suit up. I do think that suit up is probably necessary for those psychic builds. Just to, but I just hate having dead cards. What's up, Romeo? Who's beating who up today? I think. Well, let's just go ahead and be optimistic here. Gamora is gonna beat the heck out of Apocalypse. We're gonna be doing an aggression-based build, especially with lock and load. Let's go ahead and grab that. So lock and load is going to grab our uh, sword. We got keep up the pressure, which is going to be great. I'm surprised I haven't done this already for Gamora. Where when defeated, each player may search their deck and discard power for an attack event and add it to their hand. Until the end of the phase, each attack event deals 1 additional damage. So we got that. Let's go ahead and grab our doubles before we forget. We're going to grab power in all of us. Power and protection. Lock and load is sweet. I love it. It's so good. Multi-talented. And then we kind of have the core of the deck. We're actually going to run 3 copies of multi-talented. Oh, let's grab Martial Prowess while we're here in the M's, because I do really like that idea. I have not used Martial Prowess in a while. Got to get the fun Guardian allies. Heck yeah. Yeah, my least favorite thing about Gamora is you can't run Gamora. We're gonna grab multi-talented. Oh, that was satisfying. Flipped directly to the right page. Let's go. I'm wondering, I think we do want to run hit and run, especially if we are going the power in all of us, so that we have the double for hit and run. Hit and run works. Is hit and run 3 cost? Hit and run is 3 costs. For some reason, I thought it was 2. Hit and run. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, we'll run it. We'll run it. Hit and run is kind of stinky. I like. Let's grab a helicarrier. I like. Well, do we need? Yeah, we'll grab a helicarrier. I like hit and run in Gamora, and pretty much only in Gamora. We're only gonna grab 2 copies of hit and run, because it's a 3 cost to deal 3, remove 3. Plus, if you have the sword out, it's deal 4, so that's nice. Um, but yeah, I think outside of Gamora, it's a tougher card to play. I love Gamora against the Venom villain. All those one oh yeah, that's sick. That's cool. I like that a lot. I like hit and run in Jubilee. I like it in Jubilee. I can yeah, it works in Jubilee, especially I mean like the high cost there actually helps it. So I'm also running Gamora at the moment. Nice. My wife is playing Spider, so I only need to keep the board clean in the early stage. And Gamora's so good at that. Gamora's like really good at just helping the team, setting it up so that everyone else can build and then they can take off. Gorismo! I'll give Pulu a try. I was doing justice one way or another. It's good. Last game I couldn't get Captain Marvel out until almost the end. Yeah. Yeah. I found like call for backup. Honestly, call for aid wouldn't be horrible to just get Captain Marvel if you just run her as your only Avenger. You could run call for aid to guarantee that she gets onto the table. Um, it's just hard if you discard sidekick. Yo, Nelson wanted to say I really love your channel and everything. Oh, thank you so very much. You put out especially your podcast, Shadow of the Cast. Thank you so very much. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. Yeah. We have plans to record our next episode where we're going to be talking about the best aspect of all time protection. So I'm really excited to record that. But I appreciate it. Thank you. That means a lot. It means a lot. Let's grab. You can see where all the cards are that I need to put back into the binder. Let's grab all of our fun allies here. I wonder if a specialized training would make sense. Potentially. We got Drax. We've got. Oh, we have Energy Spear too. We can run Energy Spear because we are a Guardian. Let's go Rocket. Let's go Groot. Let's go Martinex. This is going to be one of our defensive strategies. Let's see where we're at. 2, 4, 6. No, that's not what we want. Got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So we have 6 cards left that we can throw in here. Let's grab Nick, Professor, because we're already in. It does scare me a little bit. The ability cut upper. Oh yeah, we should use our 6 to grab the to grab our off aspect cards. 100% we should do that. Cut upper is really good. I do like cut upper a lot. Let's grab Nick. Let's grab X. The status conditions are a little tough. When the villain has stalwart. Now it's not. That's my MCCU deck. That's not gonna be in there. It's not gonna be that bad because he doesn't always have stalwart or steady. So we can time it. If we can time it correctly, I think we'll be good. Deranged DJ, how's it going? Welcome. How are you doing? Okay, I'm now convinced that Professor X does not exist in this game. It was all a mirage. Just off work. Nice. Hopefully it was a good day. Nope, that's my NCCU deck again. Oh, it's gonna be in this Black Panther deck, right? Nope, this is the claw deck. Long 48. Oof. There we go. Okay, let's I do like the idea. Let's grab cut upper. Um, that's a 3 cost, right? Yeah, got cut upper. I do like. Honestly, I kind of like turn the tide. Nitro, nice to catch you live. Thank you so very much. Happy you're here. Happy you're here. I like how we chose aggression, and the only aggression cards we have is martial prowess and the side schemes. Been thinking about getting Arkham Horror for the story small campaign with your buddies. It's a really good story, really good campaign game. And like I would recommend probably. I mean, like the core set is really good to learn the game, but I think the Dunwich Legacy is really where the meat of the game is, and so I wouldn't necessarily pass judgment until you play Dunwich. Turn the tide, maybe momentum shift. I do like momentum shift. Yeah, let's grab 2 copies of momentum shift. Momentum shift heals us, which we'll probably need. Now I'm realizing how many cards in this deck start with the letter M. I do like turn the tide, especially if we're looking for that ping damage with the sword, and we're trying to use that a lot. So let's grab turn the tide. Let's grab 2 of those. I also don't hate. Ooh, think fast is not a attacker, not a valid target. There we go. So those are our off aspect cards. We do have a slot for 1 more, 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we are at 42 cards. We do have a slot for 1 more off aspect card, which we might as well use, right? Which could be another turn the tide or momentum shift. Trying to think. Tackle isn't awful, although we don't have a ton of minions in the deck that are like are not tackle. Hard knocks. Cost curve is kind of high. So you think of turn the tide again? To bring the cost down a little bit. I like it. Alrighty. I like it. And I think Gamora is going to be using her basic activation to be thwarting most frequently, and then also the allies are going to help manage the threat. And then we'll do a lot of our damage, which is a lot of damage that's needed with our events and our sword. Yeah, awesome. So we got our pyramid here. Apocalypse begins the game in biomorph form. Deal each player a face down encounter card. Biomorph form. His attacks gain overkill. After he changes to this form, yell at me when I forget this. I guarantee you I will forget one of these flip activations at some point. Just yell at me. After he changes to this form, deal 2 indirect damage to each player. Also in the middle of prototyping an LCG, hoping to have a fully playable copy by the new year. Oh, that's cool. Do we get any hints on what it is? Or like what theme, or is it co-op or is it competitive? This starts with 1 threat. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, place 1 power counter here. If there's at least 4 power counters here, the first player removes 4 of them and discards cards until a superpower is discarded and reveals it. Apocalypse starts with 20 health. I already did that. Oh, look at me. Oh, I gave myself 20. I like that a little bit more than giving him 20. – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– –– – The subtitle for the apocalypse scenario is crap. Did I remember to add a power? Yes, 100%. Speaking of, let's go ahead and grab the special power counters. There's one. There's our power counters. Dungeon Delve co-op. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's exciting. Which Apocalypse fight is harder for you? I feel like Apocalypse 1 would be easier if it wasn't so long. I think Apocalypse 1 is a little bit easier. It's a little bit more gameable. Potentially the first time you play it, it's going to be a little bit harder, but I think the um once you kind of learn the villain's play lines, it's pretty easy to kind of take out that first overseer build and then blitz through the. It's the same thing as Hella, right? Like where you kind of like take out an arm and then build and then you're fine. Gamora with 20 health S tier? I would say so. I would think that if we had Gamora starting out with 20 health, we'd probably look at her as an S tier hero. I do want another hero with like, because with a super high health pool, we got Hulk with 18, She-Hulk with 15, and then everything else is 14, right? We have ways to increase health, like in kit. Like Thor can get up to 19 in his tier. I'd say most B tier heroes with 20 HP would be S tier 100%. But it's like, yeah, I kind of I want I don't know if thematically I would love the fact that someone else had more HP than Hulk. I guess who would that be in universe? Is there anybody with more HP than Hulk? Potentially another Hulk, right? Like I know there's like a ton of different Hulks out there. The Thing? I could, yeah, I could see it. Um I'm excited to fully put it together. I'm happy with the mechanics and lore. Nice. That's awesome. Galactus may have more HP than Hulk. Sentry? I have no idea about Galactus or Sentry. Galactus feels like he would. I have no idea what Sentry is. The only thing I know about Sentry is I have to discard cards, and I don't really like that. Or wait, or is he the deal yourself an encounter card? In Wonder Man's discard cards. We start with 6 cards. We've got a cross counter. We don't need that. Got an acrobatic move. We got a helicarrier turn 1. We got to turn the tide, which is excellent, especially with this one threat here. Keen Instincts and a Nick Fury. Okay. So we're gonna clear these after you hear thwarts, and so we would need to thwart and not use a attack, and then the thwart ping here. So we're gonna mulligan these two. I potentially am gonna mulligan turn the tide, mainly because I don't need the damage right now. I think Nick Fury can play. We can then play Helicarrier with everything that we have. Then Helicarrier can play Keen Instincts. That only works if we get a double or if our skill tech or our action over here nets us a card. So with that, I think I'm gonna do mulligan to turn the tide and hopefully draw in. If I don't get, I think I would be okay tossing the Keen Instincts in lieu of a Helicarrier. Just hit a double and you'll be fine. Yeah, exactly. Come on, give it to me. We got Nebula, Multitalented, and Cosmo. All right. We're going to look at the top card of our deck. It is an attack or a defense, so we do get that, and then our play line opens up. Let's go. Excellent. Gosh, I love it. Okay. Cosmo, cross counter, multi-talented, and a Nebula will play Nick Fury. After he enters play, we're going to choose to draw 3 cards. We got an acrobatic move, a momentum shift, and a Martin next. We'll use all 3 of these to play a Helicarrier, and then a Helicarrier will play a Keen Instincts. Now the insane play here is to stay down. No, that'd be crazy, right? Nicholas. Sounds like a vamp. It really does, right? So if we flip over, we're taking a shot. We could have Nick just thwart the main. We could stay down. We're going to be adding 1. He's going to scheme for 1, and then we have 2 encounter cards. I think it's probably worth staying down and trying to get that build a little bit. So let's have Nick go ahead and thwart here. And then we'll stay down and we'll draw up. We get 6 cards. Now we got lock and load, which is huge for us. Keen Instincts again. Rocket. Gamora's Sword. Energy. And set the pace. Alrighty. Perfect. Let's go 1 here. Name of the game is, did I put a power counter? I did. We got that there. Apocalypse is going to scheme for 1. After this activation, reveal this card. Attach to Apocalypse and change him to Giant form. I'm going to put Apocalypse 3 off because the 2 cards get a little wieldy. After Apocalypse changes to this form, heal 2 damage from him. Joke's on him. I didn't do any. So it's going to be 1 total threat added. When Apocalypse attacks you, you are stunned. Discard this card after this activation. We got 2 encounter cards. Unfulfilled Destiny. You can give to the Gamora player. You can flip to Alter Ego form, exhaust to remove this from the game. Choose and discard 2 events from your hand to discard this obligation. I don't have 2 events, so we'll just go ahead and exhaust and remove this from the game. Might just send you a review copy if you'd want when you get to publishing point. Yeah, shoot me a message. Nelson at nelsonallover.com. Well, we can talk about that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Technological interface. When revealed, if Apocalypse is in Cyberpath form, he activates against you. Otherwise, change Apocalypse to Cyberpath form. Place 1 power counter on the main. All right, so he's going to switch back here to Cyberpath, giving him Retaliate 1. And after he changes this form, place 2 threat on each scheme in play. We got that up to 2. The end of the round, Nick goes away. But I'm really happy with the decision to stay down because now we're feeling pretty good here, actually. I'm gonna switch this. I do like this. I like the red showing that I'm exhausted, whereas like this is like Star-Lord and then the element gun. Oops. But I don't know which one is exhaust. I haven't decided that in my head. That's something that I'm gonna have to like practice not on stream. So Gamora is exhausted. Okay. Take a look at the top card. It is not a attack of thwart event. Okay. Let's go ahead and flip up to Gamora. We are gonna use Gamora's sword to play lock and load. It's gonna come in with 2 threat. We got Helicarrier and an energy. We'll play Rocket. Rocket will go ahead and thwart down lock and load. We get to go find a weapon, which will be Gamora's sword. Trying to figure out if I want to set the pace. I think I'd rather just go second Keen Instincts. Now the main here, I potentially should have thwarted here with, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to, especially since we are already in Cyberpath form, instead of thwarting lock and load, I'm going to thwart off the main and we'll deal with this later. Because I don't think I want to, the sword doesn't do anything for me right now, whereas this can potentially protect me. Okay, so let's stand up. We got Drax. Power in all of us. Love that pairing right there. The cut upper. Keep up the pressure. And multi-talented. Excellent. We're going to add a threat, taking us up to 3. And another power counter, taking us up to 3. Apocalypse is going to attack us for 3. We're at 10. I am not, but Cut Upper is one of the attack events that I took because you're allowed 6 attack or thwart events off aspect. Cut Upper is one of them that I took. Um, Cut Upper, I think, is almost a, unless you're playing Gamora in pool, it's one of the best you can take as one of your off aspect cards. 5 damage and stun is really good value. Yeah, Gamora's really cool. So her skilled tactician, you can take up to 6 attack or thwart events from aspects other than your chosen aspect. Gamora's so spicy. Yes. Do you have a complete collection of the promo cards from Marvel Champions? No, I'm missing the Valkyrie and Spectrum promo cards that were only released in Germany. I do not have those. But other than that, I have all the official promo cards. Yeah. I think we're gonna have when Apocalypse attacks you, you are stunned. So I think we're gonna take this. It's gonna be a 3. I do have momentum shifts coming up. I also have multi-talented. Well, multi-talented is gonna get canceled by the stunned. I could just basic. I'm trying to figure out if I want to take this on the chin or if I want to have rocket. I think we're gonna just take it on the chin. It's gonna be 3 plus a boost card. The boost is gonna be +2. That hurts a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's down to 5, and then this gets discarded. Our encounter card is Dark Designs. We're gonna place a pursuit counter. Then he's gonna scheme, and we will lose the main probably, right? Because it's gonna be 3 plus 3. That's enough. Ow. First player discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a superpower is discarded and reveals it. Can I show you the collection? I can't find a website that lists all of them. I don't know how many there are. I can. I don't have them within reach right now. I can do. I think Hall of Heroes has them, but yeah, I can. Yeah, Hall of Heroes has them on there. There's a promo tab. But trying to find. I actually don't know if I have. Oh wait, no, I do. I have a Black Panther promo. I was like, I don't think I have any promos within like. This is a Con of Heroes Year 1 promo. So this is a non-official promo, but like here's one of the official promos. These were from the original release of the game. No, actually this one wasn't. There's another one that here's another promo, actually. Most of the promos until the X-Men wave were just they were full art rather than alternate art. Hey Captain Atreides, how you doing? Okay, so we're gonna get a superpower card. Alrighty, we're gonna be stunned again. Nice. This comes in with 1, and we lose at 10. Black Widow identity card just hanging out in a Black Panther. Oh no! So basically, what I took all of the cards and stacked them together off camera. I don't think they're gonna release this wave. I heard that they are not gonna be able to do this next X-Men wave, basically because of all the financial stuff that was going on with Asmodee and the acquisition and all the stuff that went way over my head that I don't really understand. Basically, from what I understood, is that we're not getting promos this wave, unfortunately. Yeah. I really wish we would though. Alrighty, let's go ahead and basic to get rid of this stun. We've got a power in all of us and to keep up the pressure to play multi-talented. So we used every single. I guess we could use Keen Instincts. Yeah, no, hold up. Keen Instincts to keep up the pressure. That way we keep the power in all of us so we can use it for Drax if we wanted. Or we could play Cut Upper, either one. So that's 3. We used all of it. So we get to deal 2 damage to an enemy. We're going to choose Apocalypse. Go 1, 2. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. Go here. This When defeated, each player may search their deck and discard power. We're going to grab Gamora's sword. And then we're going to heal 2 damage from our identity. 1, 2. Finesse triggers. Now we're in the response phase. After you play an attack event, remove 1 threat from a scheme. After you play a thwart event, deal 1 damage to an enemy. And now we can trigger this response. The response window is still open from the when defeated of lock and load, so we will get to deal a damage to Apocalypse there. I like that. I never thought through that or processed that. How if you use a multi-talented or a hit and run to clear lock and load, the response on Gamora's sword will trigger. That's cool. That's pretty cool. Well, there you go. I like multi-talented and Gamora team. I would have killed for promo Jubilee, Nightcrawler, Max, or Iceman. I love the alternate art stuff. I think the alternate art stuff is fire. It's so good, and I'm hoping that maybe we'll get a fan made one or something. I can do fan made promos that are hero cards a little bit easier because they don't look different. Like a lot of the fan made promos, like I've had to put in like opaque sleeves, and like my entire collection is in non-opaque sleeves, and so it gets harder to use. That was fun. Do we go cut upper or do we do Drax? I think we go cut upper here. So let's go power on all of us, Drax and a helicarrier to play cut upper. We'll deal 5 damage, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and stun. Though we may lose this stun because we're gonna discard until we get a superpower. Oh wait, actually, no, I'm sorry. He is in giant form right now. He's in giant form right now. Because this changed him to giant form. So he is stalwart, so let's instead play Drax. And I don't believe I had done any damage to him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I had not done any damage to him. So when he changed to giant form, he did not heal anything because he was already at full health. Okay. Now we got Drax here. Drax is going to go ahead and hit him for 3. 1, 2, 3. I don't have to discard cut upper if I don't want to. You're right. Man, math is tough. Thank you. Yes, I do not want to discard cut upper. Okay, so Drax went ahead and swung at Giant Apocalypse, which in true Drax fashion, right? Like yeah, 3 damage right to, the largest entity that he's probably ever seen in his life. I love it. Rocket is gonna just kind of hang out. I think we're gonna chump with Rocket actually here. We have a lot of stuff set up so that we can handle minions. So I think villain damage is going to be something that we want to start pushing. The longer Apocalypse 2 goes on, the worse it's going to be for us. And so I think I'd rather chump with Rocket than Drax, especially because Drax has a little bit more health. So with that being said, let's go ahead and just poke Apocalypse for 1. And then we'll use Rocket to take the hit of 5 because Gamora's not surviving that. All right, let's stand up. We're going to hang on to cut upper. Turn the tide. Momentum shift. Do like that. Strength. Nice. And a Groot. I am Groot. Add 1. I'm going to get... Oh, you know what? I think this should only have 2 on it now because whenever you progress, you remove all the tokens. It's the same thing for like a Magneto, right? Whenever you progress to the next stage, you remove all the tokens. And so this should only have 2 on it now. Or 1. I think it should only have 1. It should have its first one here. Yeah. Because we progressed with 3. So we had the dark designs. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's nice. Rocket Raccoon is going to block this. Rocket Raccoon's going to be super courageous. After this activation resolves, put 1 pursuit counter on pursuit by the past. Correct. When you progress, you remove the tokens. I think 2A says to add 1 power card. Does it? The first player discards cards from the top of the encounter deck until a superpower card is discarded and reveals it. Magneto, I know, says to add, but I don't know. I don't know if I don't think Apocalypse does. How many promo cards are there besides the X-Men and X-Force cards? It's for all of Wave 1, all the core set heroes, Valkyrie and Spectrum. And then there are some Aspect promo cards. So, actually, I do have these that I can show off. So, like, Desperate Defense, they have some of these Aspect cards, which are, like, full art Aspect cards. And so they have like Desperate Defense and a couple other ones. Rocket is not okay. He's going to go over there. Encounter card, Evil Alliance. Hey, Nebula. So we're going to add 3. And we're going to resolve, get Nebula. Retaliate 2. When this minion would enter play, discard the Nebula ally from play. Then we have Sibling Rivalry. Players other than Gamora cannot remove threats from Sibling Rivalry. After the villain phase begins, deal 1 face down encounter card to Gamora. That comes in with 4. We've got some issues on our hands. We got Nebula with Retaliate 2. Sibling Rivalry. I think we're just going to cut up our Nebula. We are stunned again, which is super annoying. But alrighty. Okay. We have to get rid of this. This is number 1 priority, I think. If we can play Groot. We can play Groot, and we're feeling pretty good. In terms of defending here. A momentum shift. Actually, a momentum shift and a turn the tide would take out Sibling Rivalry. Okay, so I think, but we are stunned. That stinks. Okay. We can thwart. Yeah. We can momentum shift. From what I understand, momentum shift, you still heal the damage even if you're stunned, because the healing the damage is part of the cost of the card, so you have to fulfill the cost in order to remove the stun. So you still get the healing. We don't get to deal the 2 damage, and we don't resolve the attack, so we don't get to remove the threat. We could play Groot, have Groot thwart, Drax thwart, turn the tide, then can hit Nebula for 3. I think that's the route. I think that's the route that we go. Is we momentum shift to clear the stun. We thwart here. Drax thwarts. We play Groot. Groot thwarts. And I guess like we'll have it so that Gamora thwarts the last, so that we can then play Turn the Tide, dealing 3 damage, and then we can. No, that's only going to be 1 more there. I guess we get to remove 1 threat here. Then we have Groot, who can just block Nebula for a round. That's actually fine. Okay. So Keen Instincts, Keen Instincts will play Momentum Shift. Part of the cost of Momentum Shift is to heal 2 damage from our hero. So 1, 2. We have fulfilled the cost, so that's going to remove the stun. Helicarrier and Strength will play Groot. Groot and Drax will thwart 2 here, taking this down to 2. We will thwart 2 office sibling rivalry, which will clear it, opening up the response window to play Turn the Tide to deal 3 damage to Nebula. We then take Retaliate 2, 1, 2. Our Finesse triggers, we're going to remove a threat from here. Gamora's Sword will deal 1 more damage there. Actually, we may throw that on Apocalypse. I don't know, because then our Precision can actually take Nebula out. So we're going to hang on to that. Costs associated with the attack attempt, including exhausting the character, must still be paid. Correct. Sweet. You are correct, since healing is part of the cost, which is super interesting, right? Like, it's like, okay, that's, I mean, you're still very much overpaying for what you're getting, but it worked out. All right, let's stand up. Apocalypse is mean, dude. We may throw. Actually, we have a cross counter, so we may throw. If we draw the cross counter, we'll use that on the Apocalypse attack. If not, we're going to toss Drax in front of it. Got a Genius. Forward momentum. Set the pace. And Decisive Blow. Well, okay, there you go. We got some damage coming our way. Got 1 here. 1 here. Apocalypse hitting us for 3. We're going to toss Drax in front of this attack. We're about to shuffle, so might as well. It's going to be 3 plus 3. Good block, Drax. Good block. And then Nebula is going to attack. We're going to block with Groot. Then we're going to heal 2 damage from Groot. She deals 2 damage, so we are good. What do you folks think are the best new cards or resource generators for Guardians? Ooh, I am really enjoying Multitalented for Gamora. I think that's good. No resource generators to be found. I think Sidekick is very good for Drax. Yeah, Sidekick for Drax is amazing. Yes, because you can go Mantis and just uber heal. Good Drax, pat that. I think Clarity of Purpose is really good for the a lot of the Guardians to get that resource generator. But I think that is probably one of the reasons why they are not super powerful, is because there's just not they don't have like access to the resource generators. That being said, I have done you can cheat in Quinn Carrier with build support. So build support you're putting into play so you get around all the win played restrictions, and so you can clear build support, get a Quinn Carrier. There you go. Nowhere is just a weed support compared to any other arc. Yeah. Encounter card, Waylay. When revealed, Stunning Confused Gamora. Oof. Where's my... Now I really want my Multi-Talented, because that would clear both of those. Stupid stalwart enemy over there. Okay, we're gonna be super uber inefficient here. Let's go ahead and thwart to remove the confuse. I'm gonna play Set the Pace to remove 1 threat here, and then deal 1 damage to Nebula. We're going to Keen Instincts, Helicarrier for a cut upper to clear the stun. And we've got a Genius for a Decisive Blow. Actually, no. We're going to... Yeah. Genius for a Decisive Blow to deal 7 damage to Apocalypse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because we did use Set the Pace as a thwart event. We get to remove a threat. There is none. And then Gamora's Sword is going to trigger to deal 1 more damage there. We've got a 4 momentum. We're going to toss that at the end of the game. Or at the end of the round. And then stand up. I want him out of giant form. We've got Hit and Run. Conditioning Room. Best art in the entire game. Multi-talented. There it is. Turn the Tide. And a Professor X. Alrighty. Well, let's get him out of giant form and have some fun. We got 1, 1. Apocalypse is going to hit us for 3. We do have a multi-talented, which can heal us a little bit. Groot is such a safety net. Rocket Raccoon can use ingenuity. Good call. Yes. Yeah. Good call. Rocket Raccoon is the genius trait. Also, Rocket with repurpose is bananas. Rocket has a good time with that repurpose build. We may defend here and preserve Groot. There's a chance that Groot doesn't die. I don't know if I want to take that chance. So let's go ahead and defend his attack of 3. After this activation, change him to giant form. He's already in giant form. So we will take 1 damage. Groot would have survived. Counter card is Radioactive Man. After you Radioactive Man attacks you, discard 1 card at random from your hand. That's why we kept Groot. Ironically, Groot actually profits in terms of health economy against Radioactive Man because he's attacking for 1, so Groot heals 2. So we're actually going to heal Groot back up to full. Nice. Alrighty. We got Keen Instincts, and a Hit and Run to play Multi-Talented. So we're going to deal 2 damage to an enemy. That's going to be Radioactive Man. Boom. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. Here. Heal 2 damage from our identity. 1, 2. Then Finesse is going to trigger. After we play an attack event, remove 1 threat from a scheme. We don't have any. Precision will trigger. Deal 1 damage to an enemy. It's going to be here. Then Gamora's Sword is going to deal 1 more. We are then, because we cleared here, we're going to play Turn the Tide. Do I want to take out Radioactive Man, actually? I was like, my entire idea was to kill Radioactive Man, but Groot actually protects Radioactive Man. He's at 4. We'd put him down to 1. That's actually kind of interesting. I don't know. I don't think so. After Radioactive Man attacks you, Groot is defending. Therefore, he did not attack me. He attacked Groot. So I don't think the way that I read it, I don't think that he makes me discard the card because it's a response. Whereas like the other ones were like win and they activate exactly. But I don't think if Groot blocks, I don't think Radioactive Man is. That was changed in 1.6. Like he was eroded. When after enemy attacks you are resolved after the player is attacked, regardless of which character. That doesn't make. Okay, fine. We'll just kill him. That's very confusing to me. Helicarrier will play Conditioning Room. We're gonna hang on to X. When enemy attacks you are resolved when after a player's attacked, regardless of the. It's very unintuitive to me. We got X. Forward momentum. Decisive blow. Power in all of us. Hit and run. 1 card left in our deck. Let's go. Let's get the superpower card to change him away from Giant Form. Whirlwind. Tark Designs. There we go. Source of power. When defeated, if Apocalypse is in Biomorph form, he activates against the player who defeated the scheme. Otherwise, change Apocalypse to Biomorph form and give him a tough status card. Comes in with 5 threats and an amplified token, which means that Groot will be taking this attack. Apocalypse is attacking us for 3, 4 plus a boost. Groot's gonna jump in front of this one. Exhaust each ally you control, and Groot survives, hilariously enough. So Groot takes 4 damage. He has 5 damage on him. He's going to heal down to 3, and he is exhausted, so we're fine. How about minions who do something when they deal damage to you? No. If damage is dealt to you, that would be your identity card. No. An ally that takes damage to you? No. Not in that case. I guess it's saying you as the player, not the character, which is unintuitive for sure. Yeah, yeah, okay. That's good to know, but it's also like, yeah, I don't know. Encounter card. Masters of Evil. Discard cards from the encounter deck until a Masters of Evil minion is discarded. Put that minion into play. Engage with the first player. The U section in the rules reference is yeah, right. I was explaining that to my wife, talking about how U is just such an innocuous 3-letter word until it becomes Marvel Champions. We may not have any actually. We may have passed them all. Oh, we got Tiger Shark. After Tiger Shark attacks, give him a tough status card. Whirlwind, here we come. I think we passed Whirlwind. I think Whirlwind was one of the first. Maybe not. Yeah, no. I think we discarded Whirlwind when we discarded for a card. Next kind of heroes, I'm wearing a name tag that says you on it. I love that. I love that. I saw something, no idea if this was actually true, but I saw someone somewhere had like changed the license plate to null with the intent of showing up in a database for like tickets. Null would then not send any tickets to them through like speed cameras or any tolls or anything. Again, no idea if this is true. But instead, what happened is everyone who did not have a readable license plate registered as null, and then he got sent all of their tickets. Task failed successfully. Good stuff. If it's not true, it's a really funny joke. Alrighty. Alrighty. I am not exhausted here. So what I want to do, the goal here is to clear source of power, flip him to biomorph form, play Professor X, confuse Apocalypse, and then potentially flip down to Alter Ego. If we play Hit and Run, and we basic thwart, we can clear source of power. And then we can play Professor X. We can clear the Masters of Evil with Professor X. And then I think biomorph form is the one with overkill. So we might as well just flip into Alter Ego and then yeah. We could push Apocalypse, which this is the time to push Apocalypse if we can, right? Because he's going to flip into stage 3, heal 3 damage, but when we flip him into stage 3, he will be at full health, so he won't actually be able to heal. So I think Hit and Run, we're going to throw all the damage at Apocalypse and push him into stage 3. I think I like that. So let's do that. Let's go Keen Instincts, in a Helicarrier to play Hit and Run. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. It's going to be Apocalypse. 1, 2. Remove 2 threat from his scheme. It's going to be here. Takes that down to 3. Okay. Then, Finesse, after you play an attack event, remove 1 threat from his scheme. That's going to take this down to 2. I want to see a multiplayer Star-Lord deck that doesn't drive everyone nuts. I played one at Con of Heroes, I think 2 years ago, that was built off of Nowhere, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Voltroning Iron Man. And you very rarely use the What Could Go Wrong ability. But because every upgrade you play on Iron Man is discounted by 1, and you get to draw a card from Guardians of the Galaxy, you just like... It was a dump deck. Like, it was probably the closest in the game that I've come to, just other than like Strange, just breaking the game. Like it's a very fun deck to play like once or twice, and you're like, cool, like that was fun. Um, but try that. That's a lot of fun. Precision deals a damage to Apocalypse, and then Gamora's Sword will deal a damage to Apocalypse, which is going to take him to stage 3 in giant form. Comes in with 24 health. What a beast. Alrighty. After Apocalypse changes to this form, heal 3 damage from him. We're gonna get a lot of threat. Because when we change no, Biomorph is 3 indirect damage to each player. That's fine, actually. Okay. Gamora will go ahead and thwart Source of Power. When defeated, if he's in Biomorph form, otherwise change him to Biomorph form and give him a tough status card. Okay. After he changes to this form, deal 3 indirect damage to each player. This is only super. We're gonna go 2 onto Groot and 1 onto Gamora. I think Groot is not gonna be the best defense here. Okay. Power in all of us and forward momentum will play Professor X, which will confuse Apocalypse. Then Professor X will go ahead and thwart down the Masters of Evil, removing the acceleration icon here. He does have Overkill. I think we flip. I think we can forego the Professor X block to get the confused. Tiger Shark's only going to add 1. Are both of the dark designs gone? Let's make sure. There's 1. Yeah, there's 2. So he's not going to double scheme. So let's just flip down Conditioning Room, turn the bottommost attacker thwart event. Actually, I don't know if I care. Oh, and heal 1 damage from Gamora. All right. We'll look at the top card of the deck. It's Martial Prowess. I guess we knew that. And we will stand up. There's no Apocalypse schemes. I don't know. There may be. There's 2 cards left, so we'll find out. But if he does scheme, I don't think it's going to be the biggest deal. We have 10. We have a cap of 10, and we're going to be at 3. So we should be okay. Famous last words, right? We got Martial Prowess. We got an encounter. We will definitely find out. Yeah, because we have 2. So that's good. $24 health is a lot of health. Masters of Evil are not nice. I guess that's kind of in their name, but all right. We got Drax, nice power in all of us. I like it. Forward momentum, Martin X, and a decisive blow. Alrighty, I like it. We're gonna add 1 here and get a power counter. Apocalypse is confused. Tiger Shark will add 1. Then we'll see if he has an Apocalypse schemes in here. I think you're just glad that Evil Nebula isn't as bad as Azazel. Oh my gosh, it's so weird. I accidentally lost Azazel. I don't know where he went. He's definitely not in the trash can. It's weird. Just don't look there. He's not there. Zazel's mean. Zazel is mean. First encounter card, Masters of Mayhem. Each Masters of Minion attacks the hero it is engaged with. No attacks were made this way. Searching counter deck and discard power for Masters of Evil minion. Alrighty, what do we want? What's a nice, easy Masters of Minion or Masters of Evil? Radioactive Man. Don't like that. Whirlwind. When Whirlwind attacks, you also resolve his attack against each other hero. That's actually not a bad one. Melter must defend with an ally if able. Let's go with Whirlwind. Azazel multiplayer also hurts your teammate a lot, which is all crumpled up and torn in half. Yeah, normally that's how I would do it, but it was the craziest thing. Somehow it got run over by the lawnmower. I don't know how it happened, but you know, it's not my job to ask questions. Master Plan. We'll discard until we get a side scheme. Masters of Evil. Reveal that side scheme. Oh gosh. Discard cards until we get a Master of Evil. This is not good, team. This became bad very quickly. Nightcrawler at home, Expert Crusher. Nice. Somehow. I hate this. Yeah. That's all I have to say about this. Alrighty. Gamora's ability. Not what we are looking for. Let's go Helicarrier and Decisive Blow to play Martial Prowess. Put all my resource generators next to each other. Then we will use Conditioning Room to pull back Decisive Blow and heal 1 from Gamora. 3 Masters of Evil minions, excuse me. Yeah, right. Yikes. I actually am not 100% sure how we're getting out of this. We can go Martinex. Can we take out one of these? We can take out which is the worst one? Probably Tiger Shark. No, Radioactive Man is the worst. So we can Decisive Blow Radioactive Man after we play a forward momentum. Groot can block 1. We're going to take Apocalypse on the chin, hopefully drawing into a cross counter. Groot can block Tiger Shark, and then we're going to take Whirlwind. Keeps him in alter mode and bounces resources and mutant education. Oh, that's cool. That's fun. That's really cool. Alrighty, I hate it. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Let's flip up to Gamora. Okay, let's use Keen Instincts to play forward momentum to remove 3 threat from a scheme, which will be here. We get to deal a damage, which will be Whirlwind. No, Tiger Shark, I think. Okay. We have Martial Prowess and Drax will play Decisive Blow to deal 7 damage to Radioactive Man. We will remove a threat here, deal 1 more damage here. Power and all of us will play Martin next. We're going to go 3 damage to Tiger Shark. And then if we draw into a cross counter, we can use the cross counter ping damage to take out Tiger Shark before they attack. I don't love it. Is it actually better to just use Groot here to kill Tiger Shark? Martinex is not a bad blocker for Apocalypse because he has such a high health pool. I think Groot is best used to actually just kill Tiger Shark because it's effectively blocking because it's taking him out, and Groot's gonna be removed either way. But then we don't have to deal with Tiger Shark on the table. So if we knock out Tiger Shark, that's gonna knock Groot out too. But then we don't have to defend against Tiger Shark. Now Whirlwind is going to attack. We can either block or just take that one on the chin, and then use Martinex to block Apocalypse here. In that case, oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Good call. Good call. Martinex, we'll just throw this on Whirlwind because we need to not have that. Good. Thank you, Leroy. Let's stand up. We are at 9 health, so we're feeling fairly healthy. We have an energy, cut upper, nice. Okay, hit and run. Okay, turn the tide. We got a lot of damage coming our way, so that's nice. And another turn the tide. Okay, we are gonna. There you go. That's some damage right there. We're gonna add 3 threat. Power counter. Apocalypse is going to attack us for 3 plus a boost card. This is gonna be overkill. We're gonna block with Martinex. We're gonna add a counter here. He attacked for 3. That's gonna be just enough to take Martinex out, but there is no overkill because he had 4 health left. And we're gonna take 2 damage from Whirlwind. And then he resolves his attack against each other hero. We have no other heroes. In terms of other heroes, we have no other heroes. Our encounter card, Source of Power. When defeated, if he's in Biomorph form, he activates against the player. Otherwise, switch him to Biomorph and give him a tough status card. That comes with 5 and an Amplify token. Okay. Alrighty. We are not in awful territory here. I think Source of Power we may just leave. So if we can go hit and run, which I thought that was multi-talented in my head, unfortunately. But if we go hit and run, we can go cut upper here, and then turn the tide can just go crazy. Okay, yeah, this is really fun. The sequencing of Gamora, where you can trigger the responses and everything, is gonna be a lot of fun. Amplify doesn't matter if he's stunned. Exactly, yeah. What a game, right? Okay, so let's go Helicarrier Energy to play hit and run. So deal 2 damage to an enemy. We're gonna choose Whirlwind here. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. That's gonna be the Masters of Evil. That's gonna open up our response window like crazy. Finesse is going to trigger. We're gonna remove 1 threat from the main, taking this down to 2. Precision is going to trigger. We're going to knock the tough. That's going to open us up to be able to use cut upper onto Apocalypse. Gamora's sword is going to trigger. That's going to hit Whirlwind here. And then we're going to turn the tide to deal 6 damage to Apocalypse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down to 18. We're going to go Keen Instincts, and a Martial Prowess to deal 5 damage to Apocalypse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and stun Apocalypse. We're going to deal 1 more damage from Gamora's sword. Actually, turn the tide triggers as well. So that's going to be 3 more damage to Apocalypse, taking him down to 10. He's 8 response windows deep. It's the Jurassic Park. We're so preoccupied on if we could. We never thought about if we should. We're responding to response windows. We had a Gamora sword response window, which pinged a damage, which triggered another response window to play Turn the Tide, which triggered Gamora's response window to ping another damage. Sick. Gamora's going to take out Whirlwind. And we're going to stand up. Alrighty. We got 2, 4, 5. Turn the Tide, Power on All of Us, Cross Counter, Multi-Talented, and a Nick Fury. We got a lot of options here. And what's nice here is we have a lot of flexibility. I think we're gonna be able to figure out something. I think technically you can't trigger Gamora's sword for each Turn the Tide. Why not? After you play an attack event, deal 1 damage to an enemy. Every single time you play an attack event, Gamora's sword triggers. It's not exhaustible. because the response window to defeating the side scheme never closes. You're playing Turn the Tide as a response, then you're responding to that, and you're still within the response window. I don't think so. There's no action taken because this is not an action, it's just a response. So you can choose how you trigger all of your responses as long as they're responding off of the same action, you're fine. Gamora's sword is just weird. Turn the Tide is just weird because it's a response attack rather than an action. Because I think the response window only closes after an action is taken. It's like using clear the area to draw a card into Turn the Tide. You can then play Turn the Tide, right? So if you use clear the area to clear the main, you draw into Turn the Tide, you can play Turn the Tide. The response window for clearing the main is not closed. I'm pretty sure. I am open to being told I'm wrong, though. This is the best article I've seen about response window. I love Alter Ego Chronicle. I play it like this, and I'm okay with this. I'm pretty sure. I think the response window you can choose when you're doing the response windows. I'm pretty sure the response window is open until another action is played. But it does make me want to do my dry erase marked idea on my whiteboard that is now turned into a permanent marker because it's been up there so long. A video on response windows, which would require me to do research until you stop responding. Yeah, sweet. Alrighty, let's add. We cleared that side scheme, so we're actually only adding 2. Going up to 4. We got a power counter. Apocalypse is stunned. All right, counter card is going to be Dark Designs. He's going to scheme. So it's going to be 2, 3. After this activation, change him to giant form. So we're going to go up to 7 here. And he's in giant form, and he's going to heal 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. Once the opportunity to respond to a triggering condition has been passed consecutively by all players, further responses to that specific triggering condition cannot be used. Yeah, so what I think we're both correct because the respond to a triggering condition has been passed consecutively. I never passed on triggering it. I just played something that triggered something, and then it opened up another. It's like a if then statement inside of an if then statement. It's like I never passed on playing the response to Turn the Tide or to clearing it. I never passed. I just opened up more opportunities to play more. Yeah, so I think like it's like a Russian nesting doll, right? Like just because a new response window is open does not mean that the other one is closed. Because I never passed on it. I just I just started another kind of subset of response windows. Good thing it's not a complete. Yeah, right. I think that's how that works. But we'll do some research. We have to do. I healed myself. We have to do 13 damage. Can we do 13 damage? Multi-talented is gonna be harder to trigger now. Um. I think we play Nick. I think regardless we play Nick. I don't think there's going to be a Turn the Tide trigger here. There is a chance that we draw into Keep Up the Pressure, which could work. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and play Nick and let's see what we draw into. We're going to draw 3 cards. Another Multi-Talented, Set the Pace, and a Momentum Shift. Alrighty. Okay. Nick is our blocker. I think that makes sense that you can play all of your response cards that you have until you do something else. Yeah. And I think opening a response window does not close a previous response window as long as it's not an action that opens the response window. I think. it it's really interesting. I think it's something that I'm gonna dig into a little bit. Um, just like a real window, it's open until it's closed. Okay. So we have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We'd be so close. We'd be so close to taking him out. Um. Okay, hold on. So this is gonna be 3. This is gonna be 4 damage. It's gonna be 7, 11. We don't have enough to play the second multi-talented. Do we have a way to play Turn the Tide? It's going to remove 3 threat. We could do 12 damage because we could thwart down the source of power. We're so close. Basic thwart and Turn the Tide. That gets us to 12, right? Because we can go here. It will. It's also going to give him a tough status card though. Um. So I don't. And it will give him overkill. So I think we're just gonna hold off. If we draw a cross counter, we win. Or do we have 1 or 2 cross counters? I thought we had 2, but I only think I saw 1 pass through the deck pass. I may have just missed it. We do have 2. Okay, so if we draw a cross counter, I think we win. If not, I believe that we are set up that we're gonna have to thwart this, which multi-talented can do. All right, let's just see where this ends up. Start out Keen Instincts, Martial Prowess. We'll play multi-talented. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. 1, 2. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. Boom. Heal 2 damage from our identity. 1, 2. Then we're gonna trigger Finesse. We're gonna remove 1 threat from a scheme. It's gonna be here. Take this down to 4. Trigger Precision to deal 1 damage to Apocalypse. Take him down to 10. And then Gamora's Sword will deal 1 damage. I really like multi-talented in this deck. Pretty sweet. Nick and Gamora will throw 4 damage at Apocalypse. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to take him down to 5. We do have a chump block here. You know what? I messed up here. Actually, down to 5. Um I'm going to play Momentum Shift before I play Multi-Talented so that I can actually heal the 2 damage. And then Multi-Talented is going to take me up to 3, but that's going to be 1, 2, 3 damage to Apocalypse, taking him down to 2. So a cross counter does win. We're going to toss Turn the Tide. We don't need it. We're going to stand up. A Dark Designs will lose us the game. It's coming down to what are we going to draw from that encounter deck. Um, Hit and run, acrobatic move, Cosmo. Keep up the pressure, and a decisive blow. We have lethal, but does Apocalypse have lethal first? I didn't think about him switching to Cyberpath form. I guess that is where we are at though. So we're gonna discard these to discard into. Okay, so superpower. Change him to giant form. He's already in giant form. That's actually honestly the best we could have done. He's going to attack. We're gonna block with Nick. It's gonna be 5. Exhaust each ally. We are already exhausted, thank goodness. That's gonna take out Nick, and that's gonna stun us as a hero. And that discards. Our encounter card is Celestial Tech. For each Celestial Tech attachment in play, resolve its effect as if the villain had just schemed against you and attacked against you. If there are no Celestial Tech attachments, search the encounter deck and discard power for a Celestial attachment and reveal it. I think this is probably GG's in the sense of we're going to beat Apocalypse. Go Celestial Armor. It doesn't really matter, right? Because he has 2 health. It is our turn. We're going to attack to remove the stun. And then, just because I doubted it before, we're going to play Hit and Run to deal the damage to win us the game. Just because I didn't think Hit and Run had a spot in the deck, I'm going to use it for the final blow. Instead of decisive blow. I'm going to use Hit and Run just to kind of stick it to the deck. Nice. Apocalypse, more like a not Copolis. GG.